Now, this morning, San Diego in the national spotlight. We're just 5 days away from the midterm elections and President Joe Biden making a stop right here in town.
Yeah, it's all because of one local race that could decide who controls Congress. This is video of President Biden departing the White House not too long ago. He's going to New Mexico before making his way here to San Diego County. CBS 8's Chris Groh live in Oceanside at MiraCosta College, where the president will be campaigning right there later today. Chris?
Yeah, right after he gets out of Albuquerque, he'll be headed to Miramar Air Base and then making their way up the 15 across the 78 here to MiraCosta College. Now, this, of course, is the big guns, right? It doesn't get any bigger than the sitting president going ahead and stumping, campaigning for a congressional candidate. But, of course, that congressional candidate, Democrat Mike Levin, is in a tight race right now with challenger Brian Marriott. In fact, there's also been some redistricting here in the 49th, which could now lean more conservative, which of course could mean that this seat could go from blue to red. It, of course, now is a vital swing district as voters could decide who controls Congress. Could we see that red wave that we've been hearing a lot about both in the House and the Senate actually happen? The other thing that's interesting about this is a rematch between the two candidates. Marriott and Levin faced off in the 2018 primary and again in the 2020 general election. Of course, Levin won in the tight race, so that's why he's up for re-election now. But will President Biden's visit hurt or help? That's an actual question that some political analysts are asking. President Biden's approval ratings are hovering around 40%, but you have the issues of high gas prices, inflation. Things are more expensive. So to take a deeper dive, we spoke with Nikki Usher, who's an associate professor of communication studies at the University of San Diego.
On one hand, it could fire them up. On the other hand, it could, for all the voters that haven't made a decision, having Biden present could remind them that gas prices are higher than it's ever been, that milk prices are higher than it's ever been, that mortgage rates are higher than it's ever been.
These guys want to take...
And so earlier this morning, the schedule had President Biden speaking at this event sometime around 5, but things did get pushed back about an hour and a half. So again, it's going to happen sometime around 6. These things are very fluid whenever you have presidents meeting with congressmen or congresswomen and again, trying to go through this campaign stop. It depends on how long the visit there in Albuquerque is. But of course, we're going to be covering this all day. But on the other side of the aisle, we do know that former President Donald Trump will be in Iowa campaigning for both a Senate and gubernatorial candidate there in the Midwest. Reporting in Oceanside, I'm Chris Groh for CBS 8.